All right.
Hey, how's it going, y'all? Welcome back to TUTV. My name's Jack.
My name's Harry.
And update, got my first COVID vaccine the other day.
You did. Congratulations.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it doesn't seem to bother me too much. Like, some people have an adverse reaction, but
to the vaccine or to needles?
To vaccine and to needles. Some people, like yourself, I've heard. Is that true?
Okay, so I'm not afraid of needles to the point that I'll faint when I get a shot, but I feel like I'm a little more scared of needles than most people are scared of needles. It's not of course I get my vaccines and I get my shots and everything, but I just don't like needles.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, needles are kind of scary. They're really pointy. They go, they go inside you. It's kind of scary.
I don't it's also just really small and it hurts too much for the size. It's just I feel like the pain is way too much for how small they are.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't know. I think it's all in your head, bro. It's on your head.
It is. I guess it is.
Get your shot, guys. Get your COVID shot. All right. We'll see you later.
Hi, welcome back to TUTV News. I'm Parker.
And I'm Jonathan. Let's dive right into our stories.
Following daylight saving time going into effect last Sunday, some lawmakers have begun another push for legislation to make the change permanent. Florida passed the Sunshine Protection Act back in 2018, but still needs congressional review to actually enact the change. Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts said, quote, "Studies have found year-round daylight saving time would improve public health, public safety, and mental health, especially important during this cold and dark COVID winter," end quote. Arizona and Hawaii are two states that have exempted themselves from the yearly switch by opting to stay in standard time all year round. Numerous studies have shown that the act of changing times has a myriad of negative effects, including higher rates of seasonal depression and more car crashes the day of the change.
Pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca is currently under scrutiny after many countries have seen a higher rate in blood clots in recipients of their version of the COVID-19 vaccine. Ireland has most recently joined the group of countries who have suspended this version of the vaccine. The AstraZeneca vaccine is not authorized for use and distribution in the US, but it is common in many European countries. Ireland's Health Minister, Stephen Donnelly, said in a tweet on Sunday that the suspension is a precautionary step and that the more research will continue to take place. The European Medicines Agency is investigating reports of clotting in recipients and plans to report its findings this Thursday.
Last Thursday, President Biden signed off on a $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. The extensive bill, called the American Rescue Plan, includes stimulus checks and money for vaccines, schools, small businesses, and anti-poverty programs. One part of the bill that didn't make the final cut was an increase in the national minimum wage to a $15 an hour wage. In the end, the proposal was removed, a decision that was met with much controversy. The third round of stimulus checks are said to start rolling out tomorrow, March 17th.
For this round of stimulus checks, it is estimated that 85% of Americans will be eligible to receive a check. Most individuals can expect to get a standard of $1,400 amount. Something new about this cycle of checks is that college students who are claimed as dependents are eligible to receive funds for the first time. According to the IRS website, college students are considered adult dependents, and payments will be distributed as such. The IRS also says that no action is needed from recipients of the check and that they will automatically be deposited into accounts when they are ready.
The Biden administration is calling on the Federal Emergency Management Agency to assist in the processing of undocumented, unaccompanied minors arriving at the southern U.S.-Mexico border. Otherwise known as FEMA, the agency will be placing children with a family member or sponsor until their migration status is sorted out. Right now, a record number of children are being detained in warehouse detention facilities run by Customs and Border Protection. The Biden administration continues to roll back immigration policies enacted by Trump while having difficulty managing the sheer volume of arrivals at the border. So, how do you feel about the whole daylight savings thing?
I like the sun personally, and I enjoy when the sun doesn't go down before 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. So I understand where these people are coming from, I must say.
That opinion about the sun could be considered a hot take. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Oh.
no, I would agree with this. Well, hope to see you next week if you haven't given up on us yet.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Right now, I'm with another one of another TUTVer. Here I have Christina Boul. So thank you for being here.
And thank you for having me.
Of course. Can you give us just a little background on yourself? If you can give us your major and minors and your current position here at TUTV.
Yeah, so I'm a media studies major and I have a minor in creative writing. And so currently at TUTV, I don't have an official position. I sort of just fill in each week when I come whenever they need, but I typically anchor. That's typically what I fill in for.
Awesome. What has been past positions that you have done? What is your history here at TUTV?
Yeah, so I started TUTV my sophomore year, and I've anchored most of the time. That's been my official position. I think I started as an entertainment anchor, and I think I've anchored everything before. And I've done graphics, I've done video one, technical director. I've been on camera before. I've done a lot of positions, but like anchor has been my official one usually. And I've also interned for TUTV. So I created packages and those before. I also updated the website.
Awesome. Since you were a senior, how does it feel about graduating soon?
It feels weird. I'm not super, especially because like COVID has messed up the last year here. So yeah, not a lot of things have happened. Like, a lot of the normal events like homecoming and all of that have been like different, canceled and things like that. So yeah, I kind of wish I had another at least semester of normalcy at TU, but like it'll be fine. Like I still had a good year and like had a lot of fun with people. So yeah.
Awesome. So how did you decide your major? And have you kept your major all 4 years or have you changed it?
Yeah, so I came in undecided and then I declared speech pathology as my major. And that was really cool. I really enjoyed everything I learned there, but I just decided it wasn't what I wanted to do like forever. I couldn't see myself like in that setting for the rest of my life. And also kind of the turning point was I started an anatomy class and I was like, nope, I cannot do cadavers. I don't want to like go and dissect things. So like that wasn't the only reason I quit, but that was kind of the like, the last straw. I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then after that, I changed to media studies. And I was really just unsure about my major, and media studies was really attractive because it seemed so broad and I felt like I could do a lot with it, and I can. So like branding, production, advertising, whatever. Like there's a lot of different things I can do with it, and I enjoy it. I think it's a good major.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite or what is your best memory here at TU?
At TU, um, there's so many good ones. I spent a lot of time at the Newman Center on campus, and I just have some great memories there of hanging out with friends. Um, yeah, that's really hard to pin down one. Um, I don't know. I feel like the bonfires maybe on campus, just homecoming in general has been so much fun. Just getting to experience, I love like the massive fires that they put on and all of that, and just hanging out with friends. There was one year that one of my friends got a super long pole and roasted a marshmallow on the fire. Like he stood like at the
I
barrier.
remember that.
Yeah, I was with him. Yeah, and he put the pole down and tried to roast a marshmallow, and like he kind of got a little in trouble, but then they were like, "Yeah, you can do it, whatever." So yeah, it was really funny that to be there for that.
That's hilarious. I remember that my freshman year. Uh,
Yeah.
um, what are your plans for after graduation? Do you have
Um,
any yet?
I don't really have solid plans yet. Um, Hopefully I'll either be in Tulsa or St. Louis working. Um, and like both are, you know, attractive. Like St. Louis was my family, Tulsa with all my college friends. So yeah, one of those places. And then in terms of job, I would love a branding position. I really enjoy that aspect of media studies, but we'll see if I can find anything like that. Or production, like everything I've done at TUTV, I really enjoy. So something at like a local news station would be super cool.
Awesome. As you've talked about branding or working at a local news station, is that your goal for career or do you have a different dream job?
Dream job. It's funny, I've always, not always, but like a job that I would really enjoy is like writing for specifically Doctor Who. Like that's sort of like a potentially unattainable job. Just like with my creative writing minor, I do really enjoy writing, and Doctor Who is one of my favorite shows, and they bring in guest writers all the time. So like it would be so cool to get to like write for one of those episodes or something. But like in terms of like a more practical job, I guess, like or something that's more like long term. Yeah, I would love to do something in branding or potentially start my own business someday. Like I've thought about doing that a lot. When I was younger, I was like, yeah, I want to own like a bakery or something because I love to bake. I don't know if that's what I do now, but like something like that would be really cool.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you today. Hopefully we'll see you at the anchor desk before graduation.
Yes, I hope so.
Sweet. We're gonna head back to the studio.
Hello and welcome back to TUTV Sports. I'm Christina.
And I'm Parker. Let's get into the sports for this week.
The NFL offseason so far has been very busy for players and teams alike. Quarterback Tom Brady signed a 4-year contract extension with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which granted the team some cap space to make more acquisitions this offseason. The extension states that Brady is required to play this coming season, while the 3 seasons following are voidable. Brady's former team, the New England Patriots, signed quarterback Cam Newton to a 1-year deal with the team for $13.6 million. Cam Newton had a rough season last year, throwing for 2,657 passing yards with only 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Lastly, longtime New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees announced his retirement this past weekend. He retires as the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards.
The TU women's basketball team competed in the American Athletic Conference basketball tournament this past week. Tulsa was granted the 8th seed in the tournament and faced the 9th seed Wichita State in the first round. The women's team played well and led the game at the half point 32-30. At the end of the third quarter, TU only trailed by 2, but Wichita State would run away with the game in the fourth quarter to win 76-64 and kick the Golden Hurricane out of the tournament. Wivette Mayberry had 13 points and 3 assists in the game, while Maya Mayberry finished with 13 points and 2 assists.
The men's basketball team also competed in the 2021 American Athletic Conference basketball tournament this past week. TU was given the 7th seed and faced off against Tulane, the 10th seed. The Golden Hurricane led the Green Wave 41-37 at the half and played well throughout the game. Tulane's Jordan Walker tied tied his career high with 24 points to upset the Tulsa men's team 77-70 to kick TU out of the tournament. Brandon Rochelle led TU in scoring with 21 points and 9 rebounds. TU finished the season 11-12 with a record of 7-10 in conference play.
The TU women's rowing team raced this weekend against number 12 Wisconsin and Notre Dame. In the first varsity 8+ race, the women finished in third place, but only 9 seconds behind Wisconsin. In the second varsity 8+ race, the TU women's team finished in second place, only 2 seconds behind the Wisconsin team. In the varsity 4+ races, TU finished in third place behind Wisconsin in second and Notre Dame in first. Coach Kevin Harris is not deterred, saying, quote, "We came away in each boat with good lessons, and I look forward to seeing what we can accomplish in the rest of our season."
The Tulsa Oilers had a 4-game series against the Wichita Thunder this past weekend. The Oilers won 2-1 on March 10th and came away with a 4-3 overtime win in a nail-biter on March 12th. Tulsa won big on March 13th, 4-1, before closing out the series with a 3-2 win on March 14th. The Oilers, who are nearing the halfway point of their season with a current record of 16-14, have a series coming up this week against the Allen Americans. So, what's your favorite sport?
You know, that's a good question. And the definition of sport keeps on changing as we go through the years. You know, because we've seen a rise in esports as of late. But I think it's now time, and it has been for a while now, for B sports. B for board sports. What board sport am I thinking of in particular? Why, chess, of course. In my opinion, chess is the best sport.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'm Christina.
And I'm Parker. We hope you tune in next week for the special live stream episode.
Hi, welcome back to TUTV Entertainment. My name is David.
And I'm Jonathan. Glad to see you all. Now let's get right into this week's entertainment news.
Artist Beeple has sold his first NFT of digital art piece for a record $69.3 million in an online auction. NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are encrypted works that are tagged with a unique digital signature and are authenticated using blockchain technology. The piece, titled The First 5,000 Days, comprises 5,000 digital images the graphic designer made over the past 13 years. Over the course of a 10-day sale, 33 bidders steadily drove up the price from the $100 beginning bid, jumping nearly to $20 million within the last few minutes of the sale. This marks the latest in many recent developments of NFT sales, a market many are turning to as a new avenue to make money from digital goods.
The 63rd Annual Grammy Awards took place Sunday night, celebrating some of the biggest names in music. Taylor Swift took home her 3rd album of the year with Folklore, while Song of the Year went to Her, pictured here, with I Can't Breathe. Megan Thee Stallion received the award for Best New Artist and finished the night with 3 awards. Beyoncé took home 4 awards, including the award for Best R&B Performance, making her the most awarded female artist in Grammy history with 28 trophies.
James Cameron's Avatar has reclaimed its title as highest-grossing film of all time after an almost 2-year hiatus. The sci-fi epic first won this spot as a top-selling global release in 2010 when it usurped Titanic. Marvel crossover film Avengers Endgame took over the title in 2019 with a $2.797 billion box office gross. However, Avatar was re-released in China over the weekend, drawing crowds of fans looking for an escape from the current pandemic. As of Saturday, the film's box office revenue has surpassed $2.802 billion, dethroning Endgame and taking back the crown as the highest-grossing film of all time. Taking to social media, the Russo brothers, directors of Endgame, congratulated Cameron, writing, quote, "Passing the gauntlet back to you," end quote.
Rose, a member of K-pop group Blackpink, made her solo debut this past week with the release of the double single R. The two-track project begins with On the Ground, which mixes elements of acoustic and electronic dance pop, followed by Gone, a melancholy, guitar-driven ballad about lost love. While Blackpink's usual material mixes lyrics in English and Korean, both songs on R are sung fully in English. Rose is the second member of Blackpink to release solo material, following fellow vocalist Jennie, who released her debut single in November 2018.
Pop music charts resembled a throwback to the late 2000s Disney Channel this week as Selena Gomez and Nick Jonas both released new projects. Gomez released her Revelación EP, whose 7 tracks make up the first Spanish-language project of her career. Jonas released Spaceman, his first solo album since the Jonas Brothers' highly publicized 2019 reunion. Disney's modern stars were also in the news this week, with Joshua Bassett releasing his debut self-titled EP, and Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License spending an 8th consecutive week at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Rodrigo and Bassett both star in the Disney Plus original series High School Musical, the series. How'd you feel about the Grammys this weekend, with a lot of people being angry at their legitimacy and all the awards?
Yeah, I questioned some decisions made by I guess, well, whoever it is who makes the decisions, but I would say I'm a little angry about the Weeknd, everything that happened with him,
Oh yeah, the Weeknd is definitely starting to postpone the award ceremonies. Especially the Grammys have had a lot of issues with their shadow boards and everything, so I can understand why a lot of artists are angry.
Yeah, definitely question the legitimacy,
But that's all we have for this week, so we'll see you guys next week.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Right now, I am interviewing one of our own, Ryan Bennett. So, hi, Ryan.
There, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. So can you give everyone just a background on yourself? So what's your role at TUTV, your major, minor, where you're from, and all of that jazz?
Yeah, well, I'm Ryan Bennett. I'm a senior media studies major at TU. I've been doing TUTV for maybe a year and a half, I think, about 3 semesters. So I think this is probably maybe my 4th. I started out by just being an anchor for sports. I was a sports anchor for about a semester and a half, and then I got out of there and started doing news anchoring, things like that. And then my 3rd semester, maybe I might be messing the timeline all up, I'm not sure, but I started writing the scripts and I became the news producer. So I wrote the news scripts and things like that, and I'm still working as that right now. But the past couple weeks, I've been also trying my hand at assistant directing and things like that. And next week, I think I'm going to be directing, or I guess tomorrow I'm actually going to be directing the show, hopefully. So that might be something.
That's awesome. You said you were a media studies major, correct?
Yeah.
So what made you decide to major in media studies? What did you start out? Did you start out in media studies? Have you changed majors? What have you done?
Yeah, I came in like already having I came into TU already having declared the media studies major, because I kind of just heard that communications is an all-encompassing kind of area, and that's like our equivalent to communications basically, because it was renamed to that. I'm also a sociology minor, and so I kind of thought for a while that news is something that where they kind of intersect with each other, because you kind of the idea of news in and of itself is to educate all these people on what's happening and things like that, and about what's happening around the world, and that kind of goes hand in hand with being empathetic and caring about what's happening and things like that. So it all just kind of worked out like that, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. Since you've been at TU for so long now, what are your best memories here at TU?
Probably definitely nothing from the past couple of years, because it's been just being at home and everything. It's kind of, it doesn't really even feel like school. But I think probably my best year was probably sophomore year, that was I wasn't like an awkward freshman, and it wasn't like COVID wasn't even a thing yet, and so I was kind of like finding out things about the school and kind of branching out and getting involved in more you know TU community kind of things. I was in SA for a while, and things like that. That's a pretty interesting place to be in and things like that.
Yeah, that's very cool. With graduation around the corner now, what are your plans so far?
So far I'm maybe planning to be a freelance writer post graduation, kind of continue on because I already kind of write for the school and a couple of freelance places already, and so I'm hoping that after graduating I'll have more time to do more of that and like take bigger assignments on and things like that. And also something else that I've been recently interested in is photography, and so I'm hoping that maybe I can get some gigs as like a photographer post grad and beyond and things like that. So
That's awesome. My last question for you is, what is your goal for your future career, and what is your dream career?
That's kind of a hard one. I'd say maybe something to do with creative writing, maybe. I think it'd be really cool to, do what lots of mainstream authors have done and, release, a book every year or 2 years or something like that. And, kind of just like do that as your passion project that also kind of makes you money. Because I've never been too into the starving artist kind of idea, because it's stressful to lead a life with somebody else and have that as your primary like way to gain me. So I'd say that probably if money wasn't like on the table or anything like that, maybe an author or just like just a photographer who just shows work at various museums or shows or things like that. That'd be something cool.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Whatever you are doing right now, if it is assistant directing or helping with the new scripts, thank you so much. But we're going to head back to the studio.
All right, see you there.
Shut up, David. We're doing a show. Jeez. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
We were just talking about some of our favorite boy bands.
Yes.
Of history. NSYNC. Backstreet Boys. BTS.
NCT, the Beatles, a bunch of
Big
boy
Time
bands.
Rush.
Oh, Big Time Rush.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Jonas Brothers had a show on Disney Channel?
I did.
They lived in a firehouse. Do you remember? Am I the only one who remembers this?
Barely.
I remember this vividly.
Barely. I think I remember hearing about it. I don't think I ever watched it.
I think that was like one season, and like the main, I forget which, I confuse the Jonas Brothers on a regular basis because they all are like the same height and they have curly hair and no distinguishable features apart from that.
Yeah. I forgot the third ones. Joe Jonas, is that one of them?
Joe, Nick, and Kevin.
Joe, Nick, and Kevin, and there's a
Why
little
do
guy
I know
who's
this?
not in the group. What's his name?
What?
What's the little brother's name?
There's a fourth one?
Yeah, there's a fourth brother that's
There are
not
four
in the
Jonas
group.
Brothers?
What's his name?
I don't know his name. I just know the three.
What's his name? Frankie. Frankie Jonas.
Jonas.
Yeah. People say I look like him.
I
Editor, put up a picture of Frankie Jonas. And then a picture of me next to it, all right? Yeah.
We'll just put it right there.
So right
in the
there,
middle, yeah.
Frankie. It looks like me, right? You can kind of see it.
I don't know what Frankie Jonas looks like.
Yeah. Well, you see
Comment
the picture.
in the comments below. Does he look like Frankie
Do I
Jonas?
look like Frankie Jonas? I say yes. Just look at old videos of me without the mask on, you'll see. But no, do you have any celebrity lookalikes?
No.
People say I look like him, Dev Patel, if he were white, and the guy that plays the guy in The Pianist.
I don't know enough pop culture to actually
shame.
to know any of those references. I don't have any celebrity lookalikes, but I was named after Harrison Ford.
That is true.
Which
You look
is
nothing
pretty
like
cool.
him. I remember I was walking on the street the other day. I saw Harrison Ford on the side of the road. Swear to God.
I believe it.
He was delivering mail for some reason. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a good rest of the week. And watch our live show next week on Facebook at 7
Live.
p.m. All right?
Yeah.
Today, 7 p.m.
It's about a year in COVID.
See ya.
It's going to be a great time.